The Romanians first succeeded in establishing their own states in the 14th century. These states were the Wallachian Principality, founded in 1310 by Basarab I, and the Moldavian Principality, founded in 1352 by Dragoș. Transylvania, which is part of modern-day Romania, was part of the Kingdom of Hungary from the 10th to the 16th centuries. In the early 14th century, Wallachia became a neighbor of the Ottoman Empire, and, starting from the 15th century, came under Ottoman rule. The most famous Wallachian voivode of this period is Vlad III, also known as Vlad the Impaler. Reigning in 1488, 1456 to 1462, and 1476, Vlad was notorious for his cruelty and resisted the Ottoman Empire for a long time. His stories inspired Bram Stoker's 1897 novel, Dracula, and many films based on it. The most famous voivode of Moldavia during this period was Stephen III, Stephen the Great. He ruled for a long 47 years from 1457 to 1504 and managed to defeat the Ottoman army at the Battle of Vaslui in 1475. However, after his death, Moldavia came under Ottoman rule in the 16th century. Transylvania, which is another part of modern Romania, was lost to the Hungarians after the Battle of Mohacs in 1526 and became an independent country. Like Wallachia and Moldavia, it later accepted Ottoman suzerainty. The oldest human fossils in Europe were found on Romanian soil. Discovered in 2002 in a cave in western Romania, the Oase cave, these fossils are estimated to be around 42,000 years old. The first written document about human presence in Romania comes from the historian Herodotus in a book written in 513 BC, where he mentions the Thracians in this region being defeated by the Persian king Darius I. The Thracians who lived in this region established the Dacian kingdom, which reached its greatest extent under King Burebista in 82 BC. The Dacians first came into conflict with the Roman Empire in 87 AD when they attacked Moesia, a Roman province. Between 101 and 107 AD, they were defeated by the Roman Emperor Trajan's armies and became a Roman province. The region was very rich in silver and gold, making it one of the Roman Empire's most sought-after colonies. Many Romans settled in the area, and Latin began to be widely spoken. This is how the ancient Romanian language was born. See sound changes from Latin to Romanian. The Romans remained in Dacia until around 271 AD, but eventually had to withdraw due to the invasions of the Goths. After the Romans, the region was successively invaded by various tribes. From 271 to 378 AD, it was under the control of the Goths, and until 435 AD, it was under the rule of the Huns. In the 6th century, it suffered invasions by the Avars and Slavs. Between the 9th and 11th centuries, much of Romania was part of the First Bulgarian Empire. This period was followed by invasions from the Hungarians, Pechenegs, Cumans, and Tatars. It was the part east of the Prut River. During the 1828 to 1829 Russo-Turkish War, Russia once again occupied Wallachia and Moldavia. Following the war, the Treaty of Edirne was signed, according to which the Ottoman military would no longer be present in Wallachia and Moldavia. The Ottoman forts on the left bank of the Danube would be demolished and their lands would be handed over to Wallachia. The Muslim population would also leave, taking their goods and belongings with them. While Wallachia and Moldavia would remain under Ottoman suzerainty, they would not pay taxes for 2 years. They would also no longer provide the grain, livestock, and timber that they had previously delivered. Furthermore, no laborers would be required from them to work in the forts. This treaty, which significantly undermined the Ottoman Empire's sovereignty over Wallachia and Moldavia, resulted in both principalities being under Russian occupation until 1854. After the Crimean War, which started in 1853 and ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1856, Wallachia and Moldavia were returned to the Ottoman Empire, but placed under the joint guarantee of the Allies who signed the Treaty of Paris. Each principality would have its own national assembly, and no state would interfere in their internal affairs. However, there was a strong movement toward union in both Wallachia and Moldavia. In 1859, Wallachia and Moldavia united under the leadership of Alexandru Cuza, forming the core of modern-day Romania. However, this united principality continued to live under Ottoman suzerainty for a while longer. From 1859 to 1862, it was officially recognized as the United Principalities. From 1862 to 1866, it was known as the United Principalities of Romania, and from 1866 to 1870, it was known as the United Principalities of Romania. 1881, it was called the Principality of Romania. At the beginning of the Russo-Turkish War of 1877, a treaty was signed on April the 16th, 1877, between the Principality of Romania and the Russian Empire in Bucharest, allowing Russian troops to pass through Romanian territory, provided that Russia would oversee Romania's unity. On May 21, 1877, the Romanian Assembly declared that the will of the Romanian people was for Romania's independence. The next day, this decision was signed by Prince Carol I. The following day, the Romanian government canceled its tax payment to the Ottoman Empire, 914,000 Romanian lei, and transferred this money to its own Ministry of War. Finally, after the Ottoman Empire's defeat by Russia in the Russo-Turkish War of 1877, Romania gained its independence with the Treaty of Berlin in 1878. However, Russia did not return Bessarabia, which it had annexed in 1821. This region would later become the Moldavian Soviet Socialist Republic within the USSR.